Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I finally have a chance to film this video. I've been meaning to film it since last weekend. I just haven't had the chance, and when I have, I've had other things to do. Anyway, so I wanted to do a little quick talk about going to see Cursed Child in Melbourne, plus do a little bit of a Melbourne Potter haul, because I obviously did pick up a few Potter related things while I was there. So last Thursday, not the Thursday just went, the last one before that, so what was it, the 4th and the 5th? Yes, the 4th and the 5th I think it was. I went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child at the Princess Theatre in Melbourne. Me and 3 other friends went along. We saw parts 1 and 2 on separate days, on Thursday and Friday night, and it was so good. So obviously I don't want to go in and talk about spoilers or anything, so if you've not read the script or you've not seen it, don't worry, I'm not going to actually spoil any of the story for you, but I just needed to gush about it for like 30 seconds. So backtrack to when the script came out in 2016. I got it release day, I started reading it, I read most of it. I think I got just into Act 2 and I kind of stopped. I wasn't really feeling it. I was excited that we had a new Harry Potter book, and the story was kind of exciting when I was reading it, but there were directions that Joe was taking the story in that I was like, why does this feel like fan fiction, and why have I read better fan fiction? So I never got around to finish reading the script. I found out what happened in the end anyway, because a lot of people had a lot of things to say about what Joe had done with this story. So I knew what happened anyway, which I didn't agree with what she did in the story. But I was excited, obviously, nonetheless, to actually see the stage production. So as soon as tickets went on sale here for Melbourne, me and my friends jumped on and got tickets. We were very, very excited. The play itself is amazing. Like, I still don't agree with the story. There are elements of the story that I really, really love, but there are like 2 aspects of the story that I didn't like, and technically it's kind of like the one direction she took it in that I just don't like, and it's the one that a lot of people don't agree with. But overall, I thought it was really, really great, and actually seeing it on stage was so much better than actually reading the script. I've actually now since just gone back and read bits of the script, and I can picture it so clearly on stage, which I love. The magic, the theatre magic that they did is amazing. Like, it's one thing for us to watch the movies and see the magic they put in, mainly through CGI and special effects, whereas this is literally magic that is happening on stage right in front of you in real time. It's crazy at how they managed to do that, and not just do it, but do it well, do it in time with everything, do it so that way you never know where to look and just everything is happening. We had seats up the top, I don't actually know what you call them, up the top, and while it did sort of feel like we were really far away, at the same time we could look down and see the whole stage. I think it was some of the best seats we could have had, because you get to see all the action happening rather than being like down on the ground where you're looking up at things or sort of aren't seeing everything play out. It was a really good place to be. So I will say, if you are going to get seats, make sure you get the ones that are up on the top, because it just works better. And just there were moments that I was like, oh my god, how are they doing this? I mean, when you do think about it, you can sort of figure out how they would have done it, but it's just in the moment you're like, oh my god. And there is one moment where there is one part in it where like the whole theatre is actually involved. It's crazy what they did to the entire Princess Theatre itself. Like, the whole place is decked out with carpeting for the play. It's ridiculous at how like full on they went with this and how much work they did. The production is amazing. Just like the set design, the lighting, the sound, the props, the costumes and the cast are all amazing. The timing on it. The timing with this is like crazy. There are sequences, sort of, it's meant to be like between scene sequences, where like the ensemble is moving about the stage, and there was one moment where there's a couple of scenes like this in particular where like the center of the stage is turning as well. There are people walking around, and it is all timed perfectly. Like, if one person stepped like half a second too late, it would have like ruined the whole thing, but it's so good. The soundtrack is amazing. I've had the soundtrack on repeat since we came home. Just, I love it. There is a couple of issues I did have. A couple of the characters didn't feel like the characters we knew from the books and the films. In particular, Hermione and Ginny. They just didn't feel like the characters we know and love. Ginny definitely felt more connected to movie Ginny than book Ginny, and I like love book Ginny. I'm annoyed at what they did with her in the films, and just, yeah, she just didn't feel like Ginny. She was annoying like movie Ginny, but just didn't feel like Ginny. And Hermione just didn't have that Hermione-ness to her. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the actress herself or if it was like the direction that they've been told to play the characters, but just, she didn't feel right. Oh, and the other one I suppose is kind of Draco. I don't feel like his character would have acted like that in 19 years later. Like, he felt very much like Lucius, to the point where me and my friends were kind of referring to him as Lucius because that's just how he came across. However, I loved Scorpius and Albus. I think Will McKenna, who played Scorpius, was amazing. Scorpius is like such a really fun character, and it's amazing at just how much better he comes across on stage than the script. Like, the script you can't really get obviously a lot of who the character is, but on stage he was amazing. He was so good. Anyway, okay, so that's enough there. If you have seen the play or have read the script and want to talk about your thoughts on everything, maybe in the comments below, but feel free to like shoot me a DM on any of my socials, so maybe we can just keep the secret. So anyway, what did I get? So Cursed Child, there is merch for Cursed Child, which a bit pricey. I spent more than I was intending to, but it was very exciting. So I got this scarf, a Ravenclaw scarf. I actually already have a scarf, a Ravenclaw scarf. I got off eBay a couple of years ago. I was planning on taking it with me. Do you think I could find it? No. So as soon as I saw these, I had to get one, and actually it is so much better quality and so much like longer and more useful than the one I have. So I'm really, really glad I got this. So this is like the Cursed Child scarf. It's obviously slightly different to the ones they use in the film. So I also got the Ravenclaw Tote Bag. These are so cute. I was tossing up whether to get the Ravenclaw one or the Cursed Child one, but I was like, the Ravenclaw one looks so cool. I really like what they've done with all of the house logos, making it the letter and then incorporating the animal into it. It looks so cool. I really actually like the Hufflepuff one. It looks like a badger's face. It is so cool. Obviously I have the little playbill, I think that's what it's called, which is so interesting to look through because it obviously has all the cast and everything. Most of this is about Melbourne and things that are happening around Melbourne, but there is obviously still a lot in here about the cast and the production team, and yeah, it's just so nice to have. I also couldn't pass up getting the official 2019 Cursed Child book, which is filled with a whole bunch of photos and goes into depths about costuming, set design, lighting and things like that, and creating the onstage magic. So it is a bit spoilery, but it's so cool, and it's so cool to just have like images from the play to kind of relive. There are a couple of like moments in the play I wish had images in here because I think it would be so cool to have, but this is just it is so nice. I then got a little magnet just with the Cursed Child logo on it. I don't know why, but I have a little pin board and whiteboard above my desk, so I'm gonna put it on that because I think it looks so cute. I also grabbed the Ravenclaw House Pin. I don't know why, because I have like a pin collection that I've like amassed over the years from like subscription boxes and things like that, and I don't ever know what to do with them, but I just really like the look of this. Again, I really like the Ravenclaw logo, and I just thought it'd be a nice thing to have. I didn't actually wear it because I was scared I was gonna lose it, but anyway. And then I also grabbed a Cursed Child camping mug, so it's just a tin mug with the Cursed Child nest thing, which I don't know what that's meant to be in reference of because it's not even in the play, plus with Cursed Child on the front of it. I don't know if I'm actually going to use this, but I feel like it would make like a really good pencil pot or a makeup brush holder or something. I don't know, but I like mugs and I liked the look of this one. Then of course I have the Keep the Secrets pin. These were the Keep the Secrets pin. These were handed out at the end of each part to obviously keep the secrets. It's really weird though, because every time when they were like handing them out, like there was a whole bunch of people spread throughout the theatre, because we were upstairs, so they were like halfway down in the stairwell. They were like, oh, make sure you grab your part 1 pin, make sure you grab your part 2 pin, and they're the same pin for both parts. They really like missed out on doing something really cool for like parts 1 and parts 2. So I have 2 pins that are exactly the same. And what's also weird was they weren't sort of policing how many you were taking. Like, you could have stopped off at like every person who was handing out pins and grabbed like a few each time, which probably some people have done because I think there's some on eBay. But anyway, this is really, really cool. I have no idea what my second one is. It's in like one of my other bags or something, but yeah, really cute. So that's all I got from Cursed Child. So then on the Friday morning, we actually went to the Store of Requirement, which was so exciting. I've seen like the stuff that they sell online, and walking in, was kind of overwhelming. There was so much stuff and I didn't know what to get. I also didn't want to go crazy and A, spend a lot of money, and B, buy a lot of stuff that would be like awkward and difficult to come home with on the train. And even just like taking back to where we were staying. My friend went ahead and got the Noble Collection hourglass, Slughorn's hourglass. It's like a really precious thing. It's big and bulky. So we not only had to travel like 10 minutes in 4 of us crammed into an Uber with it, being very careful, but she was also the friend I was coming home with on the train, so we had to like be very careful, and it was just extra stuff. So I'm glad I didn't get anything else because it would have been a lot for us to all like look after. But anyway, I bought a couple of items. I didn't really know what to get because, as I said, it was so overwhelming. And at the end of the day, I can always buy some of the stuff online anyway. So the first thing I grabbed is Harry Potter Uno. We actually ended up playing this that afternoon, which is really, really fun. It's Uno, but there's a bit of a twist to it and it's really fun, and it's also just, I like collecting things with Harry Potter on it. I also grabbed one of these metal signs, so I got the one that says Hogwarts Alumni. There was a whole bunch of these and honestly I'd love to get all of them. I'm just gonna like hang this up in my room somewhere, I don't know where, but yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to get it. I take back that whole the pins are different thing. Not the different, I mean they're the same but they go each way. I'm assuming that's how it works, like part 1 is the first part and part 2 is the other part. So anyway, the pins are the different but they're the same thing anyway. And then the last thing I got from the store of requirement was I got one of the mystery bag, keychain mystery bags. I bought 3 of these about last year sometime. I got a double up of 2 Dobbies, which didn't matter because my mum loves Dobbies, so she loved having a keychain. So I decided to grab another one. I was really glad that it was different, so it's a little Hedwig. So now I need to keep collecting these. That's the only downside to, once you buy a couple, you have to kind of keep going to collect the rest of the collection. And then the other cool thing about it is that on the bag they've got the store of requirement on here, which I really love. I really recommend going to check out the store of requirement. It is so cool. It felt like walking into a store down Diagon Alley because it is, I mean, it's kind of a small space. It's 2 stories and there's so much stuff in there that it does definitely feel like a Diagon Alley shop, which I thought was so cool. You can also get butterbeer. I didn't actually buy one myself. One of my friends did. And we got to taste it. It essentially tastes like buttery creamy soap. But overall, like, Melbourne was really, really great. It was great to catch up with 2 of my friends who I hadn't seen in a while. It was awesome to go see Cursed Child. We actually ended up watching Goblet of Fire Friday afternoon when we were playing some card games, and of course, if you know, Goblet of Fire kind of ties into Cursed Child, so it was kind of fun to do that. As I said, I've been listening to the soundtrack ever since I got back. I actually started rewatching the films. I want to read Cursed Child now that I've seen it. Yeah, I love it. It was so good, and the magic is amazing, and if you have not got tickets yet, seriously get tickets because it is amazing. Okay, so that is it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you are a Harry Potter fan just like me. And yeah, if we want to talk about Cursed Child, then we can in the comments, or maybe just on my other social media, slide into my DMs just so we don't spoil everyone. So hashtag keep the secrets, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye!